Most people spend their entire lives chasing more money, a better job, a bigger paycheck, a higher income. Yet despite earning more than ever before, millions of people still feel financially trapped. Why? Because the biggest financial mistake isn't earning too little. It's not understanding where money goes after you earn it. The wealthy know something most people never learn. Income alone doesn't create wealth. Cash flow does. And once you understand how cash flows through your life, you'll never look at money the same way again. Imagine two people. One earns $50,000 per year. The other earns $150,000. Most people immediately assume the second person is wealthier. But what if the first person keeps 30% of their income, invests consistently, and buys assets, and the second person spends everything they earn? Who wins in the long run? The answer surprises most people. Because wealth isn't determined by how much money enters your life. It's determined by what happens after it arrives. Unfortunately, nobody teaches this. Schools teach people how to earn money. Very few teach people how to manage the flow of money. As a result, many people spend decades working harder while their financial situation barely improves. And the reason is partly financial, but it's also psychological. The hidden money trap. Your brain loves immediate rewards. A new car feels good. A bigger house feels exciting. A luxury purchase creates a temporary emotional high. But assets, investments, long-term planning, the rewards are delayed, and the brain naturally prefers immediate pleasure over future gain. This is why cash flow mastery is not only a financial skill, it's also a discipline skill. The people who build wealth learn how to think beyond today. And that leads us to the first lesson. Lesson 1. Income is not the goal. Most people believe the solution to financial problems is earning more money. But income alone doesn't create wealth. Imagine a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You can pour more water into it. But if the leak remains, you'll never fill the bucket. Many people increase their income while increasing their spending at the same rate. The result? Nothing changes. The wealthy ask a different question. Not, how much am I making? But, how much am I keeping? Because what you keep creates options. What you spend disappears. Real-world example. Professional athletes have earned millions and gone bankrupt. Meanwhile, ordinary workers have quietly built fortunes through disciplined cash flow management. The difference wasn't income. The difference was behavior. What should the viewer do today? Calculate your monthly surplus. After all expenses, how much remains? That number tells you more about your financial future than your salary. Lesson 2. Understand the difference between assets and liabilities. This idea has transformed more financial lives than almost any other. Assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Simple. Yet many people spend years buying liabilities while believing they're building wealth. A car payment, consumer debt, luxury items, expensive upgrades. None of these improve cash flow. Assets do. Investments, businesses, rental properties, digital products, anything that consistently generates income. The wealthy focus on acquiring assets because assets improve future cash flow. Psychology layer. People often buy things to look successful. The wealthy buy things that make them successful. One creates status, the other creates freedom. What should the viewer do today? Ask yourself, what asset am I building right now? If you don't have an answer, that's your next financial priority. Lesson 3. Follow the direction of money. Here's a powerful question. When money enters your life, where does it go? For most people, income to expenses. And that's the end of the story. For financially successful people, income to assets to more income. Notice the difference. They don't simply spend money. They redirect money into systems that generate more money. Over time, those systems become larger, stronger, more powerful. And eventually, the cash flow begins working harder than they do. This is where wealth starts to accelerate. Real-world example. Imagine investing a portion of every paycheck for 10 years. At first, the growth feels small, but eventually, the assets begin generating meaningful cash flow. Now, money is producing money, and that's when the game changes. What should the viewer do today? Create a simple rule. A percentage of every dollar earned must be directed toward assets. Even if it's small, consistency matters more than size. Lesson 4. Cash flow creates security. Many people believe a large bank account creates security. Not necessarily. Cash flow creates security. Imagine two people. One has a large amount of money but no income coming in. The other has reliable monthly cash flow from multiple sources. Who is safer long-term? Usually the second person. Why? Because cash flow replenishes resources. It keeps producing. It keeps supporting. It keeps growing. This is why investors and business owners obsess over cash flow, because cash flow provides stability, psychology layer. The human brain craves certainty. Reliable cash flow reduces financial stress because it creates predictability, and predictability creates peace of mind. What should the viewer do today? Identify one potential source of future cash flow you could begin building this year. Not next year. This year. Lesson 5. Cash flow is really about freedom. This may be the most important lesson in the entire video. Most people think wealth is about buying things. It's not. At its highest level, wealth is about freedom. The freedom to choose. The freedom to spend time with family, the freedom to pursue meaningful work, the freedom to say no, the freedom to stop living in survival mode. Cash flow is the bridge between where you are and that freedom, because every asset you build creates another layer of independence, and every positive cash flow stream buys back a piece of your future. Imagine reaching a point where your assets produce enough income to support your lifestyle. At that moment, you're no longer dependent solely on your time. You've built a system, and systems create freedom. Emotional reflection. Many people spend decades trading time for money. Then one day they realize they never learned how to make money work for them. Don't let that realization arrive too late. What should the viewer do today? Define what financial freedom means to you, not to social media, not to society, to you. Then begin building your cash flow around that vision. Conclusion. Cash flow mastery isn't about getting rich quickly. It's about understanding how money moves. Income matters, but cash flow matters more. Assets matter. Direction matters. Discipline matters. The people who achieve financial freedom don't necessarily earn the most. They understand the flow. They know how to keep money, how to direct money, how to grow money, and eventually, how to make money work harder than they do. Because the goal isn't simply to earn more. The goal is to create a life where your money supports your freedom. Remember, income starts the journey. Cash flow determines the destination. If you enjoy learning how the mind works and want practical ideas that can genuinely change your life, subscribe to Rewire Your Brain. New videos every week. Until next time, keep rewiring your brain. Key takeaways. 1. Income alone does not create wealth. Cash flow does. 2. Assets generate positive cash flow while liabilities consume it. 3. The direction of money matters more than the amount of money. 4. Reliable cash flow creates long-term security and stability. 5. The ultimate purpose of cash flow is financial freedom and choice.